Okay, this is Dallas, Washington, with my informational speech on Enron. Ever heard of Enron? No, it's not Spanish for an alcoholic drink. En meaning inside and Ron meaning rum. There are three major facts about Enron, or shall I say the world's biggest financial scandal to date as of December 2nd, 2001. That should your college career take you down a path to Wall Street or stocks, or just an average consumer who wants to spend their money wisely, that you should know to protect yourself. So today I'm going to talk about these three facts. First, Enron is a natural gas company, for all those who don't know. Secondly, I'm going to talk about what Enron did and how this multi-billion-dollar company impacted the economy. And third, how their collapse had a devastating effect on the world. So let's begin with the company itself. According to Mark Tran, author of the Guardian News, Enron was the 7th largest corporation in America. In addition, they started a regional natural gas pipeline company, the result of a merger between two major companies, the Houston Natural Gas and the Internorth, in 1985. This merger transformed Enron into the world's largest energy trading company. So now let's talk about the benefits that Enron offered to their customers. According to Diana Enriquez, author of The Market That Deals in Risk Faces a Novel One of the New York Times, in a typical energy swap, a company will enter into an agreement, they will get locked into a fixed rate, and Enron would assume the risk of future price changes and quote them with that price change as well as its profit. For example, that's why they call it a contract. And finally, the major collapse of Enron and its impact will be the last thing that we're going to talk about today. The collapse impacted their shareholders. For example, according to Kenneth N. Gilpin of the New York Times, the stock in Enron lost 99.5% of its market value in the first year. That means at its peak, the market value was approximately $68 billion. That dropped to right around $34 million when they eventually closed. In addition to the employees were hit the hardest. Steve Paulson, with the word socialist, says that $1.2 billion the employees invested in their 401k savings that they lost altogether. They lost their health benefits eventually before they were all fired. And finally, the economy. The Enron scandal also proved costly to other national gas companies in the form of higher costs, postponed investments, as well as $67 billion in decline in overall in all shareholders' wealth. So finally, on last thought, after hearing all that, you may need that drink after all. So if your path as a student takes you down the financial road, just remember, Enron, the making of a company, that old proverbial road they took to the top in their downfall. And whether you're a top CEO found guilty of fraud, you should never look the gift horse in the mouth. And if you're a consumer jumping on that bandwagon to save $1, all that glitters isn't gold. And if it's too good to be true, then it probably is.
All right.
So that's my speech on Enron, and thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.